Well, this is the Marine Conservation Happy Hour. This is Dr. Scarlett Smash, and I'm here with Dr. Craken, and it's Dr. Kraken's birthday month. So that means your birthday's still going, or did you already spend everything, Dr. Kraken?
I pretty much had a birthday week. I really went for it. And now I'm just in recovery, really.
Recovery. Now, does that mean that your wallet is in recovery or your liver?
A little bit of both. Mostly my wallet.
Oh no, it's more of your wife's wallet, I feel like, right? She's the one that treated you more, didn't she?
She actually went a bit crazy on the spending. We went to Colonial Williamsburg, which is one of our sort of favorite spots, as we mentioned before. And she bought this colonial style plate with a chicken on, which was our most expensive purchase the entire
A
week.
Chicken?
A chicken.
Okay.
She just fell in love with this plate.
And what is she going to do with that chicken?
Chicken plate. They have a store there where a lot of the handicrafts that they make within Colonial Williamsburg, all the artisans, because you actually have to do like an apprenticeship. You have to train to be an artisan. So some of these go for sale to tourists who come and visit. So you can get lots of pottery and handicrafts and things like that they've actually made there at Williamsburg.
That's wild. So hold on. Wait, how long are they doing this internship?
Oh, it can be a while. They have like this full apprenticeship scheme.
Getting out of high school? I mean, high school or college
These are all like grown-ups doing it that I saw.
And so you're like retired. They're retired
some of them are retired. Some of them are local people who work for Colonial Williamsburg. And they are like blacksmith's apprentice. And they're allowed to make certain things until, they get fully qualified. So they don't just let anyone at a blacksmith's forge with a hammer, and bang away. You have to know your stuff. And also the apprentices often are the ones who are talking to the tourists who are coming in, and they're saying, this is what used to happen, blah, blah, blah. And they have to do all the research and they have to read the books and so on. Because, they can't be let loose with a hammer at the forge.
Now, that's awesome. Now, I thought that they were maybe just, they learned their trade right there. And, they have a skit that they say, and that's it. You know what I mean? They're acting.
There's a whole process. There's a whole hierarchy. You have to, like, serve your bit, learn all your stuff. I imagine there's probably tests as well. So yeah, they take it very, very seriously. I mean, if you think about it, if you're doing stuff like heating up metals in a crucible in the foundry, or you're baking bricks, it's potentially quite dangerous. You're talking about hot temperatures and things that might explode, could cause significant injuries. You don't really have visors and stuff like that. You're just wearing colonial gear.
Oh, they do. You know what? I never thought about that, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah, so you have to be really, really careful.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's good. Well, okay. So I guess we're not celebrating your birthday this episode. That's okay. I'll still think it's your birthday month. And actually, you're going to be coming down at some point for Sharkapalooza.
Indeed.
And we'll celebrate your birthday in May.
And your birthday, too.
Right. We're just going to have this huge bash.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Kraken, let's carry on with the real podcast, right? Okay. So, Kraken, I'm going to ask you some shark questions. And some of the stuff I've never heard of. And I didn't know. So, I mean, we're not shark biologists.
I have done shark science. In fact, I have a couple of shark papers coming out with one of my graduate students at
Get
the moment.
out of here.
And I have a couple of big shark reports as well I've done. So I've actually I've actually dabbled in sharky stuff over the years. I think sharks are like my number 2 species group.
Really?
After whales and dolphins. So I think sharks.
And not cats? No cats?
There's a couple of cats in there as well. I have done work on
cats.
again
Okay.
with graduate students and so on. I do have
Yeah.
a few cat papers. For example, the fishing cat
Okay.
and the cloud leopard.
Okay. Well, that's always a fun one. All right, Kraken. Well, then fine. You probably will know this very, very well. Question number 1. Boop, boop, boop. We're talking about.
Sharks are fish.
I love it. Just go ahead
Jaws.
and. Yeah, Jaws. You're already ready. You're already ready. Okay. A shark's skin reduces drag by up to 10%. What are the tiny tooth-like structures on their skin called?
Dermal denticles or
You're
skin little teeth.
Yes, skin
So
little
that's
teeth. You're so
why
good.
they used to use shark skin as sandpaper historically. And also they used to use shark skin as leather on the grips of swords. So if you had a sword in battle, you're like a medieval knight, and the handle of your sword will get all bloody, they had shark skin on it to stop the hands from slipping off.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would work.
And
It
also,
would work really perfectly.
also in several locations, they wore shark skin as armor as well for protection because it's sort of thick and it's covered with these tiny, tiny little teeth. So it actually worked more effectively than just regular leather.
Okay,
as armor
so
against
now
weapons.
that you're bringing that up, I have to ask, what kind of blade can just puncture the armor, the shark armor, in one foul hutch?
Well, yeah, I guess you'd have to have like a speary type thing. Although,
A spear.
talking
Okay.
about sharks, they also used to make weapons out of sharks' teeth.
Okay,
And
yes,
I have
that
I
I could
have a
see
couple
that.
downstairs where it's like, like the Aztecs had obsidian on the sides of clubs. Basically, it's like a club with shark teeth
Oh, I could
along the
totally see
edge.
that. Oh, yeah.
And, but then if you have shark skin armor, if someone's attacking with shark teeth, because, shark skin kind of protects sharks against other sharks too, particularly when they're mating, because males will bite females. And if their teeth could go through their skin, well, that would just like lead to a really, really nasty date.
But aren't females bigger than males?
Females do tend to be slightly bigger.
Okay,
but
so
males...
then when they bite the female during sex, does a female go back and become a black widow and starts gnawing at it, saying like, get the beep back?
Well, if she's not in the mood, then, she can turn around and
Have
give
you
him what's for.
has it been documented that
Oh, yeah, definitely.
that
Uninterested
a female
females
shark
have turned around and gone for males, but the males do, like kind of cats, male cats do sort of grab the female by the neck when they're mating, or grab them by the fin.
Oh,
when
so
they're
then
mating.
they can't. Oh, okay.
So the shark skin does give them protection against the teeth of other sharks. So yeah,
Okay.
if you've got sharks in armor, that helps you against these sort of shark skin weapons.
Interesting. Love that tangent. All right. Next question, Dr. Kraken. Which deep sea shark, deep sea shark, is nicknamed the fossil or the living fossil?
The living fossil. I know there's a couple of weird deep sea sharks. Like there's
I'll give you a hint.
There's like a frilled shark, which is really weird. There's a goblin shark, which is really weird. There's a sleeper shark, which is really weird.
Let's just list all the weird ones.
All the weird deep sea ones. All the deep sea ones are really, really weird.
Okay. So let me give you a hint. A fossil was discovered in Indonesia. The first fossil.
Of a shark. Well, that's really tough because sharks have been around for like...
Right?
Sorry. Over 100
Sorry.
Sharks have been around longer than trees. And they really haven't changed a huge amount. There's a lot of sharky looking sharks out there.
True.
But deep sea, I don't know. There's, I don't know. I'll go for something like the frilled shark because that's kind of freaky looking, primitive looking, kind of scary. I'm going to go for that.
Okay. Well, it's actually the goblin shark that you mentioned.
Oh, I did say
there
yes.
you go. Yes, you did say that, which existed 125 million years ago. That's an old shark.
Now, the cool thing about goblin sharks, they have a really big nose. Okay, so
Oh
they have this
gosh, yes.
big sort of flat nose that is full of sensory cells for detecting electromagnetic impulses and vibrations and stuff, which makes them very effective at finding prey in the pitch black stillness of the deep, deep ocean. But this big long nose makes it very difficult for them to eat because their mouth is sort of on the underside.
So they stab it.
Well, their jaws can come forwards, kind of like, if you've seen Alien,
No, yuck.
like their
Yuck.
jaws can come
No,
forward
that's too far.
and bite.
Kraken, that nose or that front of it is just so far out. That's disgusting.
They do sort of pull their nose back, but yeah, they push their jaws right forward and they come forward quite a distance. So it does look very much like that extra mouth that the alien has, the xenomorph has on Alien.
Okay, no wonder why it's called the living fossil. Okay. That is so gross. But the big nose was because of a goblin. Like, did someone really name it after a goblin? Because the myth of goblins have big giant noses. Is that true?
Yeah, kind
no.
of. Yeah, they're
really
weird and freaky looking, and they have like pointy noses. A lot of the early goblin shark sightings were off the coast of Japan because they've got deep water there. They would, they had deep water fishing. They would pull them up. So they probably have a different name in Japan that predates them being called goblin
actually,
shark.
That's a good question. I wonder what that is.
I can't remember what the Japanese name for them. It is something.
I have to look it up for sure.
That name certainly predates goblin shark. I'm guessing goblin shark probably comes from some like Victorian naturalist who named it that because they had a weird, as you said, a weird long nose like a goblin.
A weird long nose. Okay, so it looks like they named it Mitsukurina Ostoni. Never mind. I don't even know what that means. Never mind. I barely spoke Japanese when I was living in Japan, so I don't know if that is correct. Common name is goblin shark. Oh, Japanese call it Tenguzami.
Tengu.
And Tengu. Being a Japanese mystical creature, often depicted with a long nose and red face.
Tengu's got like a long crow beak, kind of like like a sort of crow-headed creature. So that makes perfect sense.
Okay,
the
there we
Tengu
go.
Shark, yeah.
All right, moving on. That was a good tangent. I love these. I love when we have these quizzes. All right, sharks predate trees, which you were mentioning how old they are.
Yeah.
By approximately how many years? Now, hold on. You get choices from this one. Okay. 500 million years ago, 100 million years ago, 50 million years ago.
Well, I think sharks date back to 500 million years.
Or 200 million years ago.
Yeah, I think sharks date back to something like 500 million years, and then trees are like 200 million years after that, something like that.
Okay, so it's actually 350 million years.
So sharks evolved 350 million years ago.
Sharks predate trees by approximately 350 million.
Oh, they predate
300, yes.
So when did sharks appear?
sharks first appeared in the fossil records around 450 million years old. The first trees did not evolve until about 350 to 390 million years ago.
So I was pretty close. I said sharks are about 500 million years, and then like trees about 150 million years.
No one's saying that you don't know your stuff, Dr. Craken. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. Love it. He's like, I'm always right.
I'm always right. Yeah. That's definitely 2 points for that quiz question.
Oh my gosh. No points. No points. Everyone's a winner. Okay. Which shark species has the largest brain to body ratio of any shark, often compared to dolphins for intelligence?
I think this is probably the mako shark.
Okay. And I mean, I haven't looked yet at the answer, but I'm supposed to be giving you choices, and you're just already going so quickly.
Go on. What are the choices?
Okay. First one is the mako shark.
It'll be the mako shark.
I haven't even given you any of them. Okay, fine. He says mako. Okay, let's go and look.
Definitely not the basking shark. The basking shark's got a brain about the size of a walnut.
Okay, well, it's the hammerhead.
Oh, it is. Oh.
You know what? And you would have probably picked that if you just let me give you the choices. You know it, and I know it. You would have been like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And then you would have had a tangent about what it is.
Well,
so we all know.
Yeah, well, hammerheads are very smart. Yeah, I definitely, they're very smart, and they do show some really complex behaviors. But you know what? I was thinking of that movie Deep Blue Sea with Samuel L. Jackson, and they do genetically modified sharks, like super brain. I feel like
every single time I talk to you, you're always watching something with Sam. What's his name? Samuel L. Jackson. Yes. You're always watching a movie with him. You're like, oh, he was in this really sci-fi movie with whales. And is that not right? Am I not? You watch a lot of movies with him.
I think I'd probably do.
Maybe he's a science dork. Maybe he's like a sci-fi nerd. What do you think?
He does do quite a few sci-fi movies. Will Smith is a bit of a sci-fi nerd, I think, as well.
Okay, here's your last question. What unusual hunting method do thrasher sharks use?
Oh, they whip their tail back and forth.
Back and forth.
They have a really long upper bit of their tail, which they whoosh around to try and kind of, literally.
Which is so funny. Okay, Will Smith, because, like his son sings that song, I flip my hair back and forth, flip my hair back and forth. And I was like, this is going to just be a giveaway, man. Now, I was like, that was the best way to enter this question. And you were like, flip my tail back and forth. I'm like, oh, Lord, here we go. All right. Well, that is our show today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our shenanigans. And thank you for being part of the Marine Conservation Happy Hour community. Hey, Marine Conservation Happy Hour crew. Don't forget to hit subscribe and follow us for future episodes. And also, refer us. We'd love it. We would also like to hear from you, so please contact us on social media, or you can email us about a topic that you're interested in hearing about. If you're interested in sponsoring this podcast, or you would like us to come visit your science facility and do a live episode, email us at info@absolutelysmashingllc.com. This podcast was edited and produced by Absolutely Smashing. The music is produced by Jolly Shore Leave. Thank you again for listening, and we couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much for being part of the Marine Conservation Happy Hour crew.